All right. So here's day 8 of getting over COVID. My quarantine will continue until Wednesday. And although I don't have a fever on Wednesday, without having to take any Tylenol or anything like that, I'm free to go back out into the world. So I haven't had a fever pretty much since Saturday. So, even Friday, but might have got a brief one, but I keep checking it. I've been treating it with Tylenol, Mucinex. Got some green stuff growing. That's right, and cut around it. So today, as I'm cooking breakfast, I figure I just kind of talk about what I've been going through, what my plans are for the next 3 days here at the house. And then Thursday, I'm going to pop back into the gym and see where I'm at. So Thursday, I'll do a bench day, which is usually my second bench day. I'll start slowly working up the weights and see how they feel. I mean, before COVID hit, on my new program, on my volume day, I think I did ended up at 235 pounds with a set of 20, which means my next set I was going to jump up another 5 pounds. Probably not going to do that now. And then on my heavy set, I was doing 320 pounds, and I think I knocked out 9. Once again, that's probably going to have to be adjusted, but that's fine. Usually within about 2 to 3 weeks, I can be right back to where I was at. And that's what you kind of have to do after you have these little setbacks, which you're going to have. You know, when you train for as long as I do in that, you're going to have ups and flows in that. But, eventually towards the end of the year, you're, what state am I in? I am in Illinois, central Illinois. Very rural area. I got a little farm here. My nearest neighbor is about half a mile away. And their nearest neighbor is about half a mile away. 5 mile stretch of road, I think there's 7 houses. Moved my family out here back in 1999. Right before Y2K. Wasn't that fun? That never happened. It's just a little great place to raise the kids. I lived in Chicago, visited new friends there in Fairbury. Yeah, Fairbury is probably about 40 miles down the road. If I remember right, it's Route 24 and 116, or is it Route 24 and 47? It's down there. I've been there a few times. Actually, I went to a trap shoot out there a long time ago with the kids. Ended up winning some meat, which I believe came out of the meat place out there, either Fairbury or Chinoa. I forget which one. I know that they have one in both. So sunny day today. It's supposed to be getting a little bit warmer. I've got a kind of a decked in place. I'm going to kind of turn so you can see it. What I did is I added this to the house, and this allows me to keep the house warmer, because I pretty much have this area sealed on 3 sides. And then there in the front, I do have a entranceway to put in there. That's where the feral cat now lives. We spoiled the heck out of her, and she's gained about 5 pounds. Kind of just part of my property and that, not much, but got about 15 acres. All right, let me spice cabinet. Ooh, that cooled the room down a little bit. Claymore, my son got me when he was in the service. It was forged over in Spain. This is not where I display it, but yeah, I just something to add to the video today. And then one of my champion medals from Iron Battle on the Mississippi. This is when I set one of my national records. It put me ranked, I think, tied for 9th all time in my age and weight class. And then I just finally got it updated on a meet I did 2 months afterwards. Well, that was in July. There was a couple more. The other one was in November. which I did another 5 pounds, and now I am tied for 5th. Tim, how you doing? Tim's a big boy. I'm telling you, he is a monster and a fun guy to work out with. I sure do miss him. We used to work out at Shore Fitness all the time. So hopefully, if you're in the area, come on and work out with me. I'd appreciate it. Tim's one of those guys who makes me laugh, but he's a great guy, and it's been a blast to work out with all the time. So, my great breakfast, I started out with cooking implements. Got a lot of frying pans, and I'm going to use one of those non-stick ones. This was like a Costco special I ordered, a whole set, got different sizes and everything. And I start out with bacon. And this is kind of to get my bacon has a lot of flavor, and plus it provides me a little grease to cook everything else with. Is basically what I'm doing it for. So I don't buy your regular brand bacon anymore. I go get it from the butcher. We have a Hy-Vee, one down in Bloomington, Illinois, another one in Peru, Illinois. And sometimes they have it on sale for $5.99 a pound. Sometimes it's $7.99 a pound. It's much better bacon. I know this is not a vegan diet or anything like that, but I am a true meat eater. I eat vegetables too. I eat vegetables also. But definitely the red meats are my favorite. So this is usually what I start out with breakfast. Usually first thing I get up, I have a glass of water, and I'll have usually a big glass of milk for the protein, or I might even mix with protein powder in it. Because I really haven't been working out. I've cut down my protein intake because it really hasn't been necessary. Let's see if we catch up here. All right. Hey, in Toronto. Yeah, so about the jab. All right, here's the way I look at it. and I follow Canadian prepper out in Canada, so I'm kind of really well aware of some of the really ridiculous things that you guys are going through. I got them. All right, when I was in the Army, they gave me lots of jabs. But if you believe the jab does what it's designed to do, then you shouldn't be worried about anybody that doesn't have the jab. My opinion. If you want to get a jab, talk to your doctor. Don't listen to somebody online about the jab. With myself, I'm not a doctor. All right. Now the jab, my understanding was it was to give me some protection towards it. Wasn't to prevent it. And I understand. I got the COVID, which is not a good disease. It's weird. But about 5 days, I pretty much kicked it. But I tell you, hey, how you doing? Sober Powerlifting PR King, good morning. But I feel that we're America, we have a decision. In Canada, I would hope you have the decision too, whether you want to get it or whether you want not to. Do your research. If you're, under 40 years old, and don't have any pre-existing conditions, this is really not historically a bad disease for you. There's a lot of propaganda out there coming from your local media and that. I mean, it's got the wife worried. She got the 2 shots. She got COVID 2 months ago. We might even got it a second time. We're not sure. It just, she got it 2 months ago. I didn't quarantine from her. Slept in the same bed. We did our usual husband and wife things. And I didn't show any symptoms, but I figured I had to, have something with it. And then about 2 months later, she got sick again. But they wouldn't test her because it was under 90 days. And I was like, when I talked to the health department, I said, that's kind of silly. There's an opportunity to collect more data. And if you want to make decisions about something, you need as much data as you can get. My one brother talked to me. He got the 3rd jab. Everybody got the 3rd jab. I may get it. I don't know. I'm figuring a natural immunity might be better, but then even people with natural immunities have got it a second time. And there you go. Yeah, slept in the same bed, same here. So it's kind of a weird disease, and I don't want anybody to go through this, but I think we're all going to have to go through it at one time. So I got the bacon cooking. I'm also going to sit there and cook some things into it, add some meat. So I got from yesterday's breakfast, I got some Spam. It's not ham, it's Spam. All right. It has got 101 uses. I do believe in having good equipment. So this is Wosthoff. It's a German gourmet knife I picked up in Lebanon, Missouri. They have a cutlery warehouse there. Case knife, buck knives, made. I mean, they got really good equipment there, and we're there about once a year. And I stop in and I usually get me what I call bling, which is a really nice, sheep knife, whether it be a buck, whether it be a case or some other brand. They have a lot of uses, but a lot of times, mostly I'm just doing it for, I call it my bling when I have my Western wear stuff on. Also going to cook in some Gouda cheese. Actually, pretty good tasting. The one thing is we get a little penicillin growing on it. All right, which tells me probably had it in the fridge too long. You cut a good inch behind it, and we have what's called a food bucket. Pretty much everything I cook, I throw out in the garden. Unless meats I don't, and things high in grease or acid I keep out of there. But coffee grinds, shells, leftover vegetables go in the bucket, and then I toss it out in the garden, and that's kind of your cheap fertilizer. Also, I like to, whenever I can, stop at yard sales. I picked up this serious spatula, 2 of them, and for $1 each. I said, yeah, I can use these. I threw away the little flimsy one that I got from my Walmart special. So I'm gonna cut up the Gouda cheese, and that'll kind of melt into the eggs. Cheese is really high in protein. Got some calories into it also. Plus it provides an extra flavor to it. Not a lot. What I'll do is see if I can get much more out of this. The only problem with buying these blacks and that is I do find out I waste a lot. They get put in a part of the refrigerator in limbo and you forget they're there. And then the last thing will be, of course, I'll be using my eggs. I get farm eggs from a neighbor down the road. Sometimes his chickens are not hatching as fast. Let me catch up here. All right. Yeah, I wish you'd come down if you're ever in these States. They ever let you back in. Come on, we'll do a workout. I did med school. Think, damn. I know. COVID cough sounds rough. It is. They don't. It's time B. I got this annoying cough, but I've gotten it before. Last night, I think I stayed up until near midnight. Because when I lay down, it gets worse. Not running a fever and that, but I took some medication and I went back to bed and I got some good sleep. Paul DeFox, hey John, hey Paul, how you doing? So, there's a lot of things that are going on here. So here's my supplements I take every morning. I got my multivitamin. I take these with food. I can take them on an empty stomach because I got a pretty strong stomach. But my D3, although I'll probably be outside. I'll do a lot of that naturally, but your body can produce a lot of it naturally. You only take so much of this. I have a friend who's megadosing it, and I told him stop. But you only can advise so much. Zinc for immunity, magnesium for the B complex. The B complexes are good for blood, good for getting more energy out of your food, good for making you feel better. How much D3 do you take? So I take only one pill, and it's 125 micrograms, and that's it. And it's probably what's considered a max dose. It's called 5,000 individual units. C, on the other hand, I will take this more often. C is water soluble, so I start out with 1,000, and then in the afternoon I'll take another 1,000, and then I'll take more because I can take a lot more. You can take much more. I'm going to do some more research on that. Yeah, one buddy last night we were on the phone, and he was taking quite a bit more than I was. And he says he can tell with his skin. I didn't quite ask him enough about that. I probably should have. I know C and D3 are the real important ones. And I'll cut the heat down here now. I also take arginine. Arginine is for my lifting. It's an amino, helps with blood circulation. I take it at night. It helps you release some of your natural HGH. I've been on arginine for decades, and I'm thinking it's one of the reasons why I'm as strong as I am. I'm 60 years old, and if you follow me on my lifting channels and that, well, it's the same channel. If you follow me on my lifting videos, I do pretty good. Taking 30,000 E or more. Wow. Yeah, I'm about to do some research on that. He was taking, I think, 8,000. I was giving him a hard time. So I know the fairer skin you are, the more that you need. I have 2 redheaded daughters. One can get some tan because she takes after her mom a little bit. She's a Native American. The other one, she's pretty much a clone of me. Has no ability to tan, so she does have to take more than the normal person has to. Here we go. Again, I know I called myself back in August. This is TexRS. There's some time delayed stress response you might get 3 months down the line. Started losing my hair. 26-year-old male, and sleep got bad randomly. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff about this disease that they just don't know. I've talked, like I said, one friend I was talking to, he had lost a lot of strength, and he hasn't returned it back yet. Now he's saying some of it's because he's not working out in the gym where he gets spotters. He's going to start hopefully working out with me so I can get his strength back up. And he said there were some long-term effects in that, so you really don't know. That's why I'm kind of documenting this, trying to, so because you kind of would forget. So, I use that in text if you got it. So, we're going to see 2 weeks from now, a month from now, how it is. I mean, my wife had 2 months ago, and then she ended up getting another flu-like symptom. I mean, I don't even know if it was just a continuation of it. My taste and smell went away. Taste came back about 5 days. I'm really not smelling anything, and I should smell that because it's heavily spiced bacon. But from some other people I talked to, they said it took 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks for the smell to come back. It has some of its advantages. But definitely are looking forward to getting my smell back. So here I'm throwing the Spam in there, giving it a little sear. And the bacon juice. Basically why I have the bacon grease in there, so I can sear that out. I'll mix up some eggs and toss them in there and stir them up, and then I'll throw some cheese on top of that, and I have a pretty good omelet. It's pretty much an all-in-one meal. I generally drink a glass of milk with this. I have it for all week because, you know, dairy products sometimes cause the sinuses go, but today I'm going to have some milk. I had COVID nails. random white marks. But my blood work is good. Yeah. So I used to have hair. All right. Yeah, about 20, 29 or 30. I could tell it was thinning, but, you know, it was heredity. My uncles on both sides were bald. My dad was bald. It's just, my son started losing his hair. I'm kind of hoping he wouldn't, because he's, you know, Native American like my wife. And what it was doing is he was doing these fastings, and he was doing a calorie deficit, and that'll drop hair, you know. So he stopped doing that. I told him, I said, listen, you know, you got to eat enough calories to sustain your weight. Just increase your exercises, and then also he's taking some more vitamins than that, and he's noticed his hair loss has halted for the time being. So I'm hoping that's what's happening. You know, with Tex, if it's not in your family tree, you know, and then the COVID's doing it, and then that just sucks. What I would do is I would research it online. I'll try to find out from my daughter what it is. She gave him a certain type of supplement, vitamin thing to help with hair loss. I'll find out what that is, and I'll write it down, and then on my next live stream, we'll talk about that. Or, well, maybe I can text her. She's in Arizona, but she should be up time. So let's see if she'll respond. Shana, what is that vitamin you have John taken for? See if she'll get back, Abby. Suppose I could always call her too, but then we're going to get some kind of screwy things with the Bluetooth. And then we'll copy that and send it to her phone too. Copy. Isn't technology wonderful? When they decide to answer. And there's usually a direct correlation. I had COVID. I had no appetite, and it was kicking my ass. I move my phone. Oh shit! There's that connection again. Damn it. Okay. So we got a Southern Canadian. Everyone stays strong. Great lift this week. I have a meeting to go now. Cheers. Cheers. Thanks for stopping in. So now I'm adding the eggs. And generally I do 3 or 4 eggs. Because my activity is increasing. Well, we'll probably eat at 3 eggs. So I'll probably be eating again in about an hour and a half to 2 hours. Basically, fresh ground pepper and salt. Plus the yolks up. I'm going to stir it in the pan. Let it get a nice base in there, and I'll throw the cheese in. the good part, use Fairlife milk. A little more expensive, but it's got 13 grams of protein per serving versus 8 of regular milk. I know people talk about almond milk. You know, I guess you like the taste. I never cared for it. It's only got 1 gram. And of course, when you're working out, getting as many calories in you is key. I just want to kind of thank everybody. I'm well over 1,000 subscribers now, so that was my goal. Thank you very much. So I got 3 out of the 4 things before I can start becoming an official YouTuber. The next thing is 4,000 hours of watched video. I think currently I'm up to 2,500. So I'm thinking by next year, yuck. I should be a full-blown YouTuber. I'm learning how to use some more of these things, how to do premieres, how to do intros, things like that. So I know my videos are pretty basic right now, and they'll continue to be so until I get it all figured out. I think content is more important than presentation. You know, had somebody ask about my nutrition when I'm working out heavily. You know, how often do I eat? And I eat about 6 meals a day when I'm in a heavy workout sessions. You know, breakfast at 7 in the morning, breakfast at 9. Workout, you know, protein shake as soon as I'm done. Hit the store or, do some chores, get home, lunch. Probably around 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock, another light lunch. And then when the wife gets home, I have dinner. So by then I've had 5 meals and 1 shake. And then before I go to bed, I have a small meal and then usually another shake. Usually I'll start out in the morning with a shake also, along with some food. Now this is all to generate the type of calories and protein to heal up everything from how I'm tearing everything up. So I got me a decent base here. So I'm going to add the Gouda cheese. I can't stress enough how important good cooking equipment is. It just makes the job a lot easier. I went to Utica, and there was a young man there called Lucky. And there's a whole new level of knives there, so I ordered one. As soon as I get it, and I should get it this week, I'll do a quick video, breakfast video with that. See how it cuts against this one, because this one is actually an upgrade from, there we go. So usually I'd always have a Chicago cutlery, which are good ones. I like them, but this is definitely the next step up. It's lighter, thinner, sharper, it holds the blade longer. But I don't throw anything away. Just those little things in life that keep things interesting. Now let me flip this over. Come on. Oh, yeah. All right. Almost like I knew what I was doing. And if you have any more questions than that, let me know. Basically, lost a lot of the belly. But I can tell I've lost a little bit around the arms. But that'll come back quickly. Randy Stevens. Try to look up with the other YouTubers like UF Powerlifter for a workout. He's a bench specialist down in Florida, almost 150 subs. I know it's a bit of a trip, but it would be big exposure. Thank you. I appreciate that. And what I'll do is, if he's not already on my subscription list, I'll do a subscription. Let me write this down because of my memory. So you still should be able to hear me. Let me grab a handy dandy envelope here. And let me see. UF Powerlifter. and I'll look them up, reach out to them. I do want to do some traveling. There's some guys in the sport that I would love just to go and do a meet with them. They provide me a lot of support. Desmond, Jordan, I definitely would like to go down there. Yeah, I'm terrible at names, but there's a few others in my age group that I like to go down and see. And I always find out when they're lifting and that, and if I can get signed up. They usually do a lot of it in the USPA. And I'll go down there and do that just for that event and get a little bit more exposure, and it's kind of fun. I do enjoy the sport. I enjoy the people I meet in the sport. I have that little family feeling. When I was down in Bloomington, I had people that never met me before, but had watched my videos, and they were really supportive and fun to be around and encouraging. As much as I like Nancy Drew, hello, how you doing? As much as I like to inspire and encourage people, I do appreciate it when it's returned back. A lot of your comments do inspire me to keep going. The thing it is, being at any age group, you got to have some discussions with yourself. I've had a discussion at 40, I've had it at 50, at 55, at 60. I could easily go in the gym and rub out 2.25. And people go, wow, man, you're in great shape, and there'd be nothing wrong with that. But I wouldn't be challenging myself. And that's the way I look at it, as challenging myself. I do get people say, well, hey, you're going to get hurt. You're going to get hurt. I have gotten hurt. I've healed. Have I changed my workouts because of it? Oh, yeah, absolutely. Have I, had to work past some, fears of the heavyweights again? Yeah, I did. But I did do it. Is it going to bite me in the rear end someday? It may. But until it does, I'm going to keep doing it. I'd rather just keep pushing it and keep inspiring people than sit there and settling. I think it's when you settle, I think that's when you truly get old. I've worked out with people in their 80s. They're just in fantastic shape, and got such a drive and discipline that it was when I was 39. It was somebody who was 63 that got me back into lifting. You say, man, you look like you used to lift. I said, yeah, but I'm getting older than that. And he goes, yeah, I'm 63 and I power lift. I'm like, no, don't tell me to shut up, And it made me sit there and reevaluate myself. And the only person that talks you out of doing something truly is yourself. And so sometimes you got to look in the mirror and go, what is it I want to accomplish? In anything in life. What I want to accomplish is I want to sit there and beat my own records. Generally when I go to the meet, it's my record I'm trying to beat. And if I can beat it by another 5 pounds, I am one happy camper. And we all cheer each other on in these things. Everybody's to succeed. Oh, righty. So, how's that for a presentation? Try to keep it from falling. So I got me a nice omelet with Spam and cheese. Got 4 strips of bacon and a big glass of milk. One thing I add to it is steak sauce. All right, steak sauce is not for steak. Okay, steak sauce is for hamburger, and steak sauce is for eggs. If you cook your steak correctly, you should never put this on, wife. Me, I cook steaks on the grill, salt and pepper. Boom, that's it. I don't put this on here, but on my eggs, yes. And it's I can count it as getting my vegetables in. Kind of stretching it, but hey, my story, sticking to it. Some people sometimes ask about pre-workouts. When I think about it, this is the one I do. It's got aminos, it's got creatine in it. I don't take creatine through a pill form anymore. I used to. I mess my stomach a little bit. So in the drink, it seems to be okay. proteins, whatever. I'll buy Fairlife proteins or Pure Proteins by the case at Costco when they're on sale. I still got about 2 or 3 jugs hanging around here. Most of the time I just try to get it naturally. But remember, supplements are to supplement. They are to add on. They're not to replace. And once you understand that, then your nutrition will get better. I know a lot of people will sit there and think that the supplements all I have to do, then they can eat poorly. I can't tell you how bad fast food is for you. I'm guilty of hitting it every now and then too, but when I do, I feel guilty. And then usually a half hour later, I feel really bad. And let's see if my daughter heard me. I think she did. So under fear of, losing my or you text us. She's on it and my son's on it. And I'll cover that on my next lift. Thanks for people that jumped in on the chat. Appreciate it. Thanks for all the ideas. Like I said, Randy, I'll look up UF Powerlifting and try to link up with him. I know a lot of these guys have the bigger accounts. Generally, get hit up from a lot of those smaller guys and that. So whatever he gets back to me or not, totally on him. No big deal. I understand. I do have a few people I've talked to that have small accounts like myself that maybe we'll kind of team up together in that. But if you, let me see. Oh, biotin. Okay, you're saying it's biotin. Okay. So I'll double check on that, Tex. And, I'm not going to take it because, I have hair growing everywhere but the top of my head. And it terrifies. Don't need any help. So thanks for joining in. That's how breakfast gets made here. And Thursday I'll be back in the gym. And I'll do a longer video. It might be one of my premiere videos. I'm trying to figure out how you do that. And basically what it'll be is I'll do my warm-ups and I'll start at 2 1/4 and see where I can take the weight to. I really don't know where it's going to go, but it'll kind of let me know. So the whole idea is I know I'll be able to do at least 225. But if I could throw up a 405 lift there at the end, I'd be pretty happy for taking the time off. But the time off was good. My shoulder feels much better. It was really sore for a while. And I think the 14-day break was beneficial for it. So I'm out here. All right. Remember the bling, Scottish Claymore, my son had made for me. It's considered a 2-handed sword. To me, it's more of a hand and a half. And let me see, somebody else pop in here. He's a nice young man. I've messaged him a few times, and he's always been great. Good luck, John. All right, thank you. I appreciate it, Randy. And let me write your name down because I'll throw out your name out there. Let them know you're supporting this channel. And that's always helpful, too. I was at one of the channels I watched, and and they gave me a shout out, which, kind of made me feel special, Just those little things in life. All right, so I'm going to eat breakfast. You don't want to watch that. And you guys have a wonderful day. And hopefully anybody that's out in the Kentucky and Southern L areas, I'm hoping that you're safe and you're getting things built back up. We had some terrible storms come through. They were just south of me, so we lucked out. But I know at Kentucky and some parts of Illinois, I think Edwardsville, I think it was, that Amazon plant got really hit really hard. And we're praying for you. Okay. So, being i.e. Scottish Fitness out here. Thank you.